rough life. I don't wish being a drug addict on my worst enemy. I really don't. It just sucks. 6 or 7 inpatient programs, long terms, 3 or 4 short terms, 5 or 6 detoxes, 4 county jails, 2 state prisons, and like I don't know if you could like see me, but like I don't look like this. Like,
no,
people, anytime I go to jail, people
you look
like,
normal. You look younger than your age. You look like a good-looking person.
People never think that they're like, what are you doing in jail? What are you 60 days in?
What's the reason you keep going back, do you think? If there's one reason or many reasons?
That's the $1 million question, you know? If we can answer that, everybody would be cured. But I did ask somebody in a program that I was in recently, and I thought he gave me like the most profound answer that I've ever heard. Because like, I came from a good family, I had friends, I sometimes feel like it's harder for people like us that came from a good background, because you have nowhere to pinpoint. Like the people who have, and it's kind of fucked up to say, but the people who come from broken homes and have been molested as children, like they can pinpoint that area and work on it. For somebody like me, like I grew up.
I know what you're saying.
So what my counselor told me was, dude, you love to get high. That's it.
You love to get high.
You love to get
That's
high.
the
and
answer.
Once you get past,
wow, that's good.
They
that's
say that
profound.
everybody's an addict, but once you get past that threshold, is when you're actually an addict. So it's like I pushed myself to the limit to where I enjoyed doing drugs so much that it just became the norm. Like it's how I dealt with everything. It's how I deal with emotions. So like you know the 12-step programs, right? Like there's AA and well, I don't do any of those actually.
Oh, you don't?
I do smart recovery, which is a new form of. It's not a 12-step base. It's more of like an empowerment program.
Okay.
It's for people who struggle with the God thing, because AA and NA are very. You know, the first step is, what is it? We admitted we were powerless and our lives became manageable. We became
only a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So what do you believe about God then?
I believe there's something.
Okay.
I'm more spiritual than I am. I believe in karma. I believe in doing the right thing. I believe if I put positive energy out there, that like this, like just now, I was having a good positive group in there. And I don't usually meet nice Uber drivers. Well, actually, that's not true. I can't say that. I meet very nice Uber drivers, but not ones that I can talk to.
Right, that's a shame.
I feel like I'm just blabbering right now. It's crazy. It's just coming out. We should be like a psychiatrist or something.
I actually wanted to be an alcohol and drug counselor. And because of the politics in New Jersey, and that's why I was asking about the rehabs, is the rehab programs I was in, they were just so bad. People kept quitting, getting fired.
Because I've been through
me too.
And I've had counselors that should have never gotten their degrees. The programs are filled with bed bugs and roaches.
Are you serious?
I mean, I was in.
When you stayed there long term, you mean?
Oh God, I don't know if I can say the place I was in, but whatever. I was somewhere in 2006, and I was there through drug court, which I'm on drug court again.
You can say it if you want to, if you want to warn
Integrity
people.
House. Fuck Integrity House. I say
Integrity House?
Yeah, everybody loves it.
I know someone who worked there.
No good.
Oh my! I'm so glad I didn't get
I've been there 5 times, and it's great. It's like, it sounds like I'm bragging, but that just shows the place doesn't work. First of all,
I feel like none of them work.
No, but when you have a TC model, which is what Integrity House is, it's a therapeutic community. They put you online. They give you line time, right? So like if you do something bad, you have to go stand on the line for 20 minutes with your hands by your side, and you stand there receptive while people can come up and scream in your face. It's like a military-based rehab. It's sickening.
And the bottom line is it doesn't work. I mean, if it worked, you could say, oh, people are coming out, they're being recovery. You go yell at them, yell the addiction out of them.
Into rehabilitation over incarceration because they realize that model doesn't work.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with my GPS.
It's okay. Yeah, no, so
I believe in faith-based programs, but I don't know about AA. So.
Again, I'm Italian. I was raised. I'm from North Jersey. I just moved out here about a year ago.
Okay.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
People from North Jersey are cool. I don't believe in the Catholic religion myself.
I don't know that I believe in any religion.
Because I only have a limited amount of time, I want to give you the information for my church.
Yeah, sure.
Just in case, like, God will just start making things happen in your life, like you run into a Christian Uber driver. Your mom's a Christian. That always happens.
My mom's a Christian.
And she's been praying for you, and then...
thing a while ago.
Oh, I love it. I have chills. I love it. This always happens.
She loves it. And
oh,
she tries to
God's moving.
there all the time and
what church is it that she goes to?
Where is this?
That's in Colts Neck. That's in 30 years. That's the best church I've been able to find. Huh. They treat people well. They're going to be nice to you. You can call them.
My mother will definitely be there. I can't promise you I'll be there, but maybe I will.
Well, you can always just try it and see if you like it.
Yeah.
But, so what was prison like? Like, were you there a long time? What got you in prison?
Well, it's drugs.
Selling drugs, buying drugs,
and burglaries.
Okay.
So.
To get the drugs.
Stealing type.
You were willing to do anything to get the drug, right?
Yeah.
And your drug of choice was what?
It was mostly painkillers and Xanax.
Xanax,
but,
okay.
You know, it turned into dope for a while. I never used a needle. Thank God, because I'd probably be dead.
Good.
But it was, listen, anybody who says they do like painkillers and they're better than a heroin addict, they're not. Same thing. I went to prison for years for only doing blues, only doing the Roxys. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, my story's funny. I'm like the opposite. Like, most people, they get addicted from an accident and they get on the prescription pills and that becomes too much money and they get on the heroin. Yeah, no, not me. I was the opposite. I started doing heroin and I'm from a wealthy, white, upper class neighborhood in
It's a beautiful home you have here.
Started doing dope when I was 13. Mm-hmm. Got clean, basically did every drug by the time I was 22. Got clean, got in a motorcycle accident, then got put on the painkillers, and then wouldn't go back to dope. So it was very weird.
Dope, isn't that heroin?
Dope is heroin, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, the slang.
Yeah, I'm from an older generation, so... I just have to say God is so amazing. God is so amazing. He just shows up sometimes, and it's not as a result of my prayer or even my preparation. Oh my God, I didn't even know which direction I was going to drive in tonight, and he directed what area I drove into. But he's right. Like, the people in recovery, they're so smart and so beautiful, and they're people that you just want to say, are you kidding me? You have everything going for you. Why make this choice or why make that choice? So often I, like everybody else, like people in recovery, question, am I doing the right thing with my life? I wanted to make sure I made enough money tonight, got my bills paid, but now it's like I don't even care about that. I care so much about the things of God because I feel like I just saw the power of God. Something as big as heroin, what is going to stop that addiction or alcohol? And, I've said it before, I struggle with alcohol, and I got to the point where God moved in my life, and I felt like he just told me, it's just a substance. It's not really anything other than that. You take it, you get a little bit intoxicated, maybe a lot intoxicated, whatever it is. It's not something to worship. It's not something to be idolized. It is what it is. And, opioids, they are what they are. They stop the pain. They make you feel really good. When they're done, they're done. One of my favorite scriptures, it says, why boast thyself in mischief, O man? The love of God endures continually. So, do you want something that's going to make you feel good continually? Or something that you have to keep taking over and over again to feel like you're okay? You're not okay without it. We all have to learn how to be okay, even when we're not okay, without substances, because those substances can just really ruin us.